Hi there, my name is Dinah Bobi with the latest in the world of business. Now, the Bank of Ghana has announced an increase in the policy rate as articulated by the Governor Johnson Esiema during the press conference. The strategic announcement aims to enhance monetary policy effectiveness and maintain economic stability amid the persistent inflationary pressures.
We are introducing a longer dated 273-day instrument which is meant to augment the existing sterilization toolkit. Secondly, we plan to intensify the monitoring of banks' net open positions to ensure compliance. And now all this is meant to ensure stability in the FX markets. Then the last one is to review the current structure of the cash reserve ratio. For us, one key variable is the inflation rate. And the rate where it is now at 23.1, it should have been somewhere around 17%, if I'm right, Director of Research, by now. So you see how much we have to cover to be able to stay on course. The Monetary Policy Committee considered these, and in our view, also looking at the liquidity injection that occurred last year, we need to get busy with those. The next reading for inflation will be critical, and we will be guided as to the future direction of policy. As inflation becomes firmly anchored, as we see the next readings of inflation and we see declines, the committee will reassess the scope for a gradual easing in the policy stance. The foreign exchange market, ladies and gentlemen, has continued to witness stability in recent months, and this has been aided by improved liquidity from remittance inflows and the domestic gold purchase program. The stability in the FX market is expected to remain, reflecting stronger reserve buffers and positive market sentiments. I've outlined a number of ways. For example, the area of transparency, greater transparency, so you get to see what goes on. We have started work on that. By the next MPC date, you'll see a number of reforms that we are implementing just to allow you, to understand what is done. When we have to increase rates, you can appreciate why we had to increase rates.
And also co-founder of the International Government Institution and Economic Prosperity Task Force, Richard Kwesi Ansah, has outlined the challenges faced by the 9 key government institutions in their quest for economic prosperity. The findings presented in an interview with the media underscore the urgent need for comprehensive reform and strategic investment to bolster these institutions.
And the government does through its institutions. So those institutions have to know their mandate, the things that they are endowed to do. What is their deliverable? What are we expecting from them? Okay, and that's what we looked at. Are they able to come up to task? Are they able to do what is required of them? And when we assess, we realize, well, some of them are doing quite okay, but a lot of them needs improvement. And for Ghana to progress, if our economy in general will do well, then these institutions have to do well. So they have to make sure they up their games and make sure they improve on the things that we've identified. There are a number of weaknesses. We've done a lot of research. We've collected a lot of information to come up to these conclusions, and we've made recommendations. And we believe that when these recommendations are put to practice, it will go a long way to help the country in general to progress. Yeah, so we found that the Ministry of Interior did extremely well, way above all the others, and realized that there were 9 institutions that didn't do well. So something around the Ministry of Defense, the Armed Forces, the Ministry of Education, GridCo, and then Ghana Airport Company Limited didn't do well because they have too many weaknesses that needs to be fixed. And
what are some of these weaknesses that you discovered?
A lot of them surrounds money management and transparency and accountability, and then also something around service delivery. So they need to make sure that the service that they are delivered are actually timely. Are they timely? So sometimes there might be services that are provided to the people, but they are at the wrong time. and they have to be at the right time. So it's important. And the money management, because a lot of the monies that are dispatched to these institutions are not carefully tracked, and some institutions, especially with the ones that have very sensitive operations like the Ministry of Defense and the Ghana Armed Forces, a lot of the time hide around some of these sensitive nature of their work and bypass the procurement processes. So it breeds a lot of room for corruption.
To my last story, the Chamber of Mines have expressed significant concern regarding the newly introduced growth